Shirtless pick Friday, baby. Shirtless pick. 226 pounds today. I feel great. But anyway, there's more stuff circulating about me that I'm bisexual, a swinger, and then the distortion on my face. I got you, moment, right? So, but I like the new rumor that I'm bisexual, and I just want to say to reality trash, the cat is out of the bag. It's so true. You found out my secret. Don't tell anybody, please. Do you like the way I look? Do you like it? Because I did this for you, okay? I love you all. Please, stay safe.
Wow. Let me just read this caption here. He's the one who said he was going to make content for men and women. He's the one who went and asked if he was bi and said, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Wow. Then somebody posted that he was bi in a swinger. How the F does that mean he should come on and start making a homophobic impersonation of a gay person? I hate him more today than yesterday. You know, I really don't know what's going on here, you know? Like, what is this person, like, why? We can't always make sense out of every single person's actions. People's actions are built on whatever perception that they have in their head. But sometimes in life, people have to be able to look in the mirror and say to themselves, is my behavior right now appropriate? Is my perception of how I'm seeing things correct? Am I doing anything that's going to make things worse? Am I doing things that's going to make people hate me more, push people away? Am I doing things that are going to jeopardize my future in terms of getting work? Even jeopardize my future in terms of even having a serious partner? But here's the thing though, Scott is at that stage in his life where clearly giving an F is something that he just doesn't care about. And it's so sad to see, so sad to freaking see. But hey, here's the thing though. Ken decided to actually respond to this post itself in particular here. And, this is what he had to say. Well, I'm going to say it was this particular post, but I know he did respond, obviously pretty much addressing this action here by Scott himself in particular. And as you can see, Kenny comes in by saying him trying to mock gay/bi men in a stereotypical tone is very telling. I'll leave it at that. But this is the thing though, isn't it, with Scott? It is very hard, I guess, for some of us to leave it at just that. Because this is a man that is hell-bent to continuously keep behaving in a way that is not appropriate, a way that is very inappropriate, a way that's very disturbing, a way that's very disgusting, and a way that just shouldn't be done. That is what it is, in a nutshell, okay? This isn't about, there was a time before where we could come online, go on TV, we can make jokes about gay people, black people, anyone. But then there's a time nowadays where, we can't do that anymore because it's one of those situations where it's now become a sensitive world. But this is not one of those situations. This is one of those situations where this man has crossed the line and he continues to cross the line more and more and more. Like really and truly, why does he feel it's okay? Why does he feel that it's comfortable for him to keep crossing the line? But hey, some people live in this world believing that repercussions do not exist. And you know what? Just because you are online, and it's funny because Scott's always talking about how people are keyboard warriors. Also about how people just make videos or type some things about him and blah, 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 blah. And if anything, if they're serious, then they should meet him in his backyard or something ridiculous like that. But the thing is though, is he not becoming what he hates? Is he not becoming somebody that goes online to seek attention? Is he not becoming someone that goes online and creates narratives? Is he not becoming someone that goes online and, does these things so people dislike him? I'm not saying that that's what I do. I'm not saying I make content for people to dislike me. I'm not saying people that write things down, say those things to dislike them. But what I'm saying is that he keeps talking about how the internet is doing this, blah-de-da-de-da. But yeah, he's the one that keeps coming to the internet to show off his unnecessary behavior. If you ask me, it's like a hypocrite. You've become a hypocrite. You have become exactly what you complain about the most. And that is a part of the internet. The only difference is between him and creators like myself is that we just, either I say things based on context that he's delivered, or people type things based on things that they've seen. With him though, he's just online legit to just be online, just to be a menace, and to be a menace in the worst way. That is the biggest difference. So if anything, he is worse than what he complains about. He's worse than people like me. He's worse than, somebody that types in blogs. Far worse. Because the things that he's doing online are things that just shouldn't be done. And to be honest with you, some of the things he does online are things that just shouldn't be done, period, whether it's offline or not. Because this right here, unacceptable. Unacceptable. But where does the accountability begin? This is the problem. It doesn't. Now I want to show you one more other thing as well.
Then this hospital decided to sue me for a $20,000 sign-on bonus but then when I tried to work a couple days as a respiratory therapist, I was forgetting so many things and I just couldn't do it. I was struggling and I just realized I couldn't do it anymore. So then they came after me for that and they want me to pay them back. So that's going to get included in my bankruptcy, and I have probably about like $100,000 in credit card debt, and trollers and everyone are going to make fun of me. I don't fucking care, man.
As you can see here, in something particular here, it was a $20K bonus the hospital sued him for because he just couldn't do the job of respiratory therapist anymore. The reason I have to add this in is always because how Scott's always loving to talk about his credentials, always want to tell us about how he was a soccer coach volunteer and how he's done this and how he's done that. But the matter of the fact is, I've said it before, I said it again, anything that he had done before we knew who he was is not relevant to us, because what's relevant to us is exactly who he is now and what he has shown us now. And everything that he has shown us from from the moment that we saw him on screen to now has been nothing but negative. And he's a thing that was so negative that there were even still things pretty much before his existence in our lives that were obviously happening already that were negative as well. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, all I know is this: sometimes in life, if I feel like, or if any of us feel like as if our life is now going downhill rather than it is going uphill, that is a moment to self-reflect. That is a moment to realize the tools in front of us and say, okay, cool, how are we going to move forward? Now, with Scott, in terms of looking at those things in front of him, the tools in front of him of how can I move forward, or how can I continue to be a great person, or this and that, he looks at life as well. I'm just wondering if this is how he looks. I'm not saying this is how he looks at it, but I wonder if he sits there and says, you know what, I'm at this age, I've been married, I've got kids, I've done all these things, so you know what, F it, let me just have some fun in life. Even if the fun that I want to have in life is at the expense of other people, but let me just go run with it. Or there's also the other perspective, is like, you know what, I'm going to get on TV, try and become famous, tick this off my bucket list. But you know what? It didn't go my way. So now I'm going to do whatever it takes to stay relevant. The crazy thing is, if Scott was a very smart person, what he could have done was, he could have got himself an agent, and he could have been somebody that could have been maybe somehow, some way marketed to them, been on other shows. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, going down this road just to stay relevant or to do whatever the hell he's doing is sad, because legit he could have got an agent or something like that and then maybe applied to be on Big Brother, or applied to be on Survivor, or The Challenge, you know what I mean, or applied to be on some other shows where he could have could continue to grow his stardom. But no, instead of doing that, he sat there, he complained about how TLC did this to him, how they didn't invite him into this event, and then obviously complained about how the bloggers do this to him, all these things. But the fact is, though, all the things that he does are far worse than what TLC's ever done to him. All the things that he does are far worse than what anyone has ever written about him. The things that he does now are far worse than anything that anyone has ever said about him on a video like myself in particular. Or at least from what I have seen, everything he's done is worse. Maybe there are things on the internet that are far worse than what he's done. By the end of the day, though, even if that was the case, it doesn't change the fact that what he's doing is not right. But nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below. We can talk about it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 60K. I mean, March was the target, but you know what, though? To be realistic, let's try to get a 60K before the end of, by the end of April. I feel like that's possible. Nonetheless, though, peace.